nobody watching it. You're live. Talk.
Okay. Blah, blah, blah. Whoever guys watching, disconnected, yeah?
Should be.
Sorry guys, if you're watching this is first. I cannot see myself on here though.
Can you see your chat?
No.
Go
I
on.
can see the chat, but I can't see my screen though.
No, you can't.
Any reason I can't see myself?
Because you're live here.
Okay. But I should see myself here
Yep.
as a viewer though. You can message me. Nobody can see. Technically, it's got 2 minutes to go. Are you going to log in?
I can hear you.
Okay. Can you see me?
I can see you.
Why can I not see this on the thingy? Okay, I think it's literally it's going to log in a second, within like 1 minute. And then when I'm going to see myself, like you do see me. Yeah. Okay. Why can I see myself? Guys, bear with me if any of you there. I don't think there's anybody else there.
You don't need to see yourself.
But I'd like to see myself though.
But you don't.
But I'm a viewer here.
Live.
Okay. Alright, if it's only one waiting. Okay. Okay. Apparently my husband said I am live. I'm just waiting for anybody apart from one person. Can you message me, please?
You already did.
You did. There's a message from you.
I can see live.
I know I can see. Is anybody, guys, if you can see anybody there? I can see one waiting. Nobody else.
8 in total.
There what?
8.
8 people.
Yes.
Okay. Why are we not seeing this? I'm really sorry, guys. If 8 of you watching, I'm really sorry. This is the first time. I'm really, really sorry. So far, I have 2 messages, and last one was from Gemma. It's the first time. I do apologize. My idea, we don't do this off a laptop. We try to do this off. Hey, I can see myself.
Turn your volume down. There you go.
It's delayed though.
Yes. Right, you are now live.
I am now live. I'm sorry.
So now,
Okay.
as E. Griffith says here, 11 watching.
11 watching. Okay, guys. Right. It is delayed to what I can see on here though. It is delayed.
That's fine.
Okay. I'm so sorry, but thank you guys for joining. This is my first, really first time. And I know many of you have asked for me to do the live stream. And I really wasn't sure how well it's going to go because I know some of you, really weren't unsure. But however, I thought the best way of doing this, guys, is the Q&A. So anything in terms of any questions you had is probably a good way of asking. So if you can see, I can see myself actually delayed, really delayed. And really brightened in my eye. However, I'm trying to read the messages, guys, because I'm trying to, we're kind of trying to set ourselves up so I can still see this and not blind myself. But anyway, so, guys, for all of you who's here, who are the ones that I know you are, the ones, my followers and comment all the time. So thank you very much for joining. So, let's give ourselves a few more seconds. 18 people watching now, okay. I'm sorry, not paranoid, but a bit I'm sorry. Anyway, so, okay. Let's give yourselves a couple minutes. Please, message any questions, of course, obviously. This is what this is all about. First of all, guys, it is literally 8 o'clock and our little one gone to bed. I'm so sorry we have done this a little bit earlier during the day. I know many of you watch the YouTube probably later on during the evening time because obviously once you have your dinner, you probably have your own children. But for us, just the first time, 8 o'clock is a good enough time because we have a little 3-year-old and by the time it's 9, 10 o'clock, I really want to pass out and go to sleep because obviously she wears us out. So this is how this goes. If you have any suggestions for times or different days, maybe you prefer to have a live streams, then please let us know. If you think the live stream is not for you, again, let us know. As I said, guys, this is just the first time to trial everything. Can I I think I'm gonna ask my husband to literally turn the light down. Dan, can you please turn it down, because it's literally in my face. I'm really sorry, but it's uberly bright. Dan, sorry guys. It's literally blinding me in my eyes and I can't see the screen. I'm so sorry. We should have tried this before, but it's so bright. Sorry. It's too bright. And I had to like, oh, that's it. Let my eyes get used to that. Sorry. And I had, anyway, cheers guys. It is a Friday night after all. So for all of you, for the hard week, cheers to everyone. Sorry, yeah, I'm doing this to here. I should be doing this to here. Cheers to everyone. Anyway, so I think hopefully 26 people. Okay, it's okay. I'm expecting that. So let's start, guys. So the first question I have had, somebody messaged me, is the reason why have I started. Oh, there's loads of questions coming in. Okay. So one of the main ones is, how many years have you been prepping and why did you start? Hi Prepper Granny, hello. From Instagram. Okay, so guys, I grew up in a family, okay, from a Eastern European part where the preparedness was part of our lifestyle. Like all days in many countries, guys, preparedness was just having ability to have your food and preserve the food from the old days, from a summer day. So if you're growing stuff, if you're hunting, generally, like even in the Victorian times, guys, people preserved food from the times that they couldn't foresee. So for me, growing up in the country house with my grandparents as well, it was just kind of a natural way. It's harvesting the berries and thinking, oh, how can I preserve the berries for the long term? This was just part of general part of growing up. And I think it's for many countries, hopefully it's for many countries, this is how people of my age grown up, is ability to preserve the food for the time that it is unforeseen circumstances or for the winter. And for many people maybe growing in the UK, this has come across as preparedness, as being part of just being prepared, and it's a new sort of the prepper thing. But in many countries, guys, preparedness is just being ready for unforeseen circumstances. So answering the question, how long I've been preparing for, well, pretty much from the day one. Since myself and obviously my husband had a little girl, beforehand I have been doing things, bits and bobs. I've been stocking up on tins and cans and rice and beans, just as a small part of preparedness. However, growing things, just thinking in advance of how I can cater for my family was kind of a big part. So it's not, for me, like saying when you started prepping, it's kind of been from my childhood, been like basically ingrained in my brain. However, guys, right, we all can relate to, let's go a bit long answer, I'm really sorry for that one. We can relate to the COVID times, right? Even the preppers, guys, we all have been prepared and kind of been getting ready and having things done for unforeseen circumstances, okay? However, unfortunately, and I'm going to get the tiny little bit personal, okay? Although as a prepper, okay, I've been preparing for a little while and we had things ready because our child kind of came across as not kind of the time we weren't prepared for, okay? We weren't expecting to have a child because it wasn't going to happen. We've been trying for a kid for a little long time and it wasn't working. So having a baby wasn't kind of on our agenda. And so it happens, fortunately, unfortunately, it happened in the wrong time and it happened during a COVID lockdown. And the other thing that kind of hit me home, guys, with the preparedness, when my baby was born or just about to be born, people used to buy or bought baby's milk and baby's formula for making their own hot beverages. So unfortunately, when mums like myself weren't able to actually breastfeed for a medical reasons, we were struggling to get baby milk. And the whole fact is that we had to ask them grandparents, and my husband and myself have to go out on certain days trying to hunt a formula that kind of really hit home. And I cannot, guys, stress enough to a mum or a parent that who could possibly think of the inability to feed your own child. And again, I stress this once again for some of the people that might think, oh, why don't you breastfeed? Well, unfortunately, I had the emergency cesarean. This was not possible. So my body was not reacting this correctly, so I couldn't. So this extra inability of getting and feeding my baby created that extra little urge of basically sparking the urge of preparing even harder. We've been preparing for everything, like literally everything, but because the baby kind of came unexpected, I know 9 months, but due to unforeseen circumstances, guys, that was unfortunately something that also gave me an extra urge, because we all preppers and sometimes we just can't see certain things, we just can't go past the certain things and comprehend certain scenarios that may happen in the future. Hopefully that kind of answers that one. I am sorry if I'm like going on about it. I'm sure I'm going on about it too much, but I do apologize. It's my first time. Okay. So, all right. So, what are the next questions there? I think from the top downwards, I think that's the questions now. So, are you in a pub or is that an amazing pantry? Lol. It's not a pantry. It's a home bar. It's yes. Unfortunately, guys, this is something many people did during a lockdown, and we wanted to have a home bar since we pretty much moved into Wales, or anytime we wanted to move somewhere, we wanted to have a big enough house to build a home bar. And yes, this is a home bar. Unfortunately, it looks a tiny bit scarce because, well, things are a bit tough right now, and yes, prices going up, so it's kind of a little bit hard to upkeep. But yes, this is our home bar. This is the separate room for adult entertainment. No, I should rephrase that, shouldn't I? For adults, our little one has her own playroom, so this is a room for us, for adults to come and chill out on the other day. Okay, so okay, so how many? So the question is, sorry, for the Annie, how many years have you been prepping? Generally, I think we've been prepping for a good 6-7 years as a prepper thing. Okay, apart from the whole general my preparedness mentality, probably 6-7 years, little by little, but it has got more intense as the years gone by because of the current circumstances, I think. Not a thing, but it's true. Okay, I stopped drinking over a year ago. Paul, good for you, mate. I really wish I could stop drinking a year ago. I wish I could stop drinking now, but unfortunately the things are going, the worse things I get, they seem to be the more drink I would like to have. Sorry, Paul. Can I do that? Yeah, sorry. I need to keep my throat, you know. Anyway, so Prepper Granny, you finished your limoncello. Well done, huh? Well done. I do not have a limoncello here. I have done a video a little while ago about making a limoncello. Do you know what? Like, I think it's been over a year ago. I don't think many people use that. It's a shame. We love Italy. We used to travel to Italy a lot. And limoncello is one of the best drinks. For all you guys who are not aware, limoncello is basically a lemon liqueur. And it's like the best thing. If you like a drink, if you like a zesty, strong drink, limoncello is a good way forward. Unfortunately, in this country, if you buy limoncellos, they're about like 32-35%. In Italy, they are 40 there, par with vodka, 40-42. And if you're lucky enough to go into one of the little streets, you can have a limoncello, which is pretty much was something that would knock my husband over, and it was probably about 50 something, if not more. Anyway, cheers to you, lovey. Okay, so hi from USA. Always watch your channel. Haven't given a comment. Use my phone to say hi. So hello, CG. Okay, sorry. How can I read this? I'm so sorry. I know it's awkward to some of you guys, but sorry. Okay, lots of love from Prepper in southeast of England, near Cambridge. Hello, Gemma. Annie. Nice one, Paul. Okay. I can't believe so many messages come through. Sorry, guys. I'm trying to scroll through. Sorry, it's not working. What are your top 3 items to prep for? Okay. If you follow, you do my I do my hauls. It's pasta, rice and flour. I have been kind of lacking the flour, a little bit behind. If you watch the channel, you know why. However, pasta, rice is the 2 main ones, and then flour and beans probably a part is the number 2. Rice, technically, and purely for the reason, guys, because it does literally last indefinitely. If you store this in the Mala bags, and I have actually done, okay, finally done this video about the me Mala bagging, Mala packing and vacuum sealing my whole lot of like 50, it was 50, 60, 70 kilos of stuff. Yeah, this is my main thing. The rice, it doesn't go out of date, especially if you pack it properly. Pasta, I have mentioned this many times before. Many people are scared of pasta. The thing in the storage is going to be like going out of date because it's past the best before date. But right, guys, can you hear me? Hello? Can anyone, if you still guys there, could you please... There's 4 watching now. We're from 31. Have we dropped all the people?
I see and hear you. Yay.
Can you guys hear me,
You're
please?
back,
I'm back.
You're back.
What do I see? This is my tiny screen here.
Don't worry about it. You're back.
Okay. There is any message. Can you somebody guys message me? Apparently we're back. I'm back. Okay, right. So I don't know how many of you are watching. This is 4. Surely not. Have I lost like 30 of you? Have I lost 30 of you because of that? No?
18 watching.
18 watching. Okay, guys, I'm so sorry. Living in the village, right? If you have my like last post, right, when our internet go down, and I've been told by a neighbor it's going to be like 4 days, I literally crap myself big time because internet for here and for us, for people that do YouTube and generally people that have lives, internet here is a big deal. But in the village, right, it seems to be happening a lot. Other floods, internet, power, water, all sorts of things. So I am so sorry, and I really haven't expected to happen on my first live screen. But here we are. Anyway, I'm really sorry. So a lot of messages came through then. So and you guys chatting between each other, that's great, okay? That's fine, I love it. The community, if you haven't checked out the website is there, annafoodlifestyle.com. The things are coming up, okay? It's been kind of not say abandoned, guys. I haven't had a huge deal of time because I have been away with the bushcraft show, but it's going to be a lot of things come to the website, guys, a lot of things. And it's going to be a lot of different things come to the channel. I will come back to your questions in a minute. Sorry, I'm sidetracking. A lot of things come into the channel as well, guys. Like part of the preparedness, okay, is doing things outside just buying our normal things, and it's learning other skills, learning how to do things. And I've got to say to you guys, I finally got the canner. I've got the canner. Well, actually, my husband got it for me, but it's not the Presto canner, but I will do a separate video for this, which I think it was a really good alternative for a really good budget. And we're going to be doing a lot of canning videos once I kind of get into trial this first, make sure I understand what I'm doing. We're going to be doing a lot of foraging videos and of course preserving videos as well. If you've seen us in the bushcraft show or the videos or the little things on Instagram from Dryad Bushcraft with Andrew, we will be doing some foraging videos. We're going to be just generally trying to, and for myself, really learning how to forage a little bit more, guys, and hopefully teach you, and maybe for entertainment purposes for you guys to understand there's other things out there for us rather than just going to the shop and buying it. Also, as I promised you before, we're going to do a lot of giveaways, and unfortunately it's taking time from the companies. Like they promised us certain things, it just takes time because a lot of things they're promising to be coming in are from kind of across the companies across the world. Yeah, across the world, literally. So I will be doing some reviews, guys, and I will be doing some giveaways as well. I know I've said this before, but it will be happening. It's just, unfortunately, with things just takes time, just how it goes, okay? So let's get back to the questions. So feed's gone okay. It takes a while to get back to this, I think. So Prepper Mummy, I've got 3 times 16 kg of flour, 1 each of breast. That's okay. That's good. That's good. I'm really bad with flour, okay? And if you watch the channel, you know why. I don't trust the stuff. For some reason, I have issue with the flour mites, not the weevils, flour mites, and I don't know why. My kitchen is not dirty, my kitchen is cleaned, my cupboards are clean, but I seem to have this issue. I have been vacuuming them for medium term, that seemed to be okay, but I've been really kind of scared. I know it sounds a bit weird, really scared to have the flour in the Milo bags, because I just feel like by the time I fill up, say 5 kilos, and I know oxygen absorbers do the job, but I seem to be a little bit skeptical, and I don't have as much flour as I really feel like I ought to have. So this is on my list of having more flour, definitely. Okay. So I know Annie say you lost me now. No, I'm back in. You're chatting between yourself. I love it. I love it. So some of the names I can't even pronounce. So just started talking. So discovering shelving units is not cheap. Was it so good? Yeah. Yeah, the shelving units. Oh, hold on. Shelving units are not cheap. Absolutely not. But guys, again, don't feel you have to spend like fortune on racking. I know you can see guys in America, and hats off to them, because they have all the space in the world in their pantry. Is like you can put racking, you can buy racking that takes like a couple of 100 kilos per shelf. Absolutely. Us in UK, we don't really have the space. We don't have the space and ability to have a massive room full of racking. Some people take a little box rooms, which we call this in UK, which is like the smallest room in your house, and you can put the shelving racking units, absolutely. But generally those rooms are on the second floor, and of course the weight is an issue. So you don't have to, right? We have some rooms, some places which we kind of stash the stash, if you say, and it doesn't have to be racking, guys. Any IKEA, to be fair, even older IKEA like a mom unit or any IKEA unit actually can take the weight, so you can kind of still disguise your stacking and stash abilities somewhere with a little bit of thought. Many people do take anywhere. You can put your stuff under your dining table or pool table or under anywhere, and just cover this with a towel or tablecloth and make it look presentable. If there's a will, there is a way. So please don't feel, I don't have, for one second think I have like £100 worth of racking all around the massive room. I do not. My stashes are stacked around strategically for my house decor, is you wish. The things are bits and bobs everywhere, and if I can hide them, I will. So please do not feel that you have to spend a lot of money just because it's nice. Don't get me wrong, it's nice to have them on, all the racking, and I love it. There's people show this when they have the tins and they all face this way. It's absolutely beautiful. But in reality, none of us really, or not many of us, have the ability to do this. So make the best of what you have and think outside the box when you come to store them, okay? So hopefully that helps. Hopefully. Okay. The message coming through delayed as well. So I'll stop doing that. So probably money. So you bought the flour and bulk from Booker's. Absolutely. Booker's is great. Booker's is great. However, you have to have either a business or have somebody who has the business to access this. Because we have our own, Booker's is great, and we buy our water from there. At the moment, shortages of water, or not shortages, but kind of the lack of water. And I know somebody actually commented to on the video when I did the water thing. I said, oh, apparently it's due to lack of staff. But I'm not being too disrespectful to anybody, but yet shelves of everything else are really stocked. So while we're suddenly staff unable to stock the water shelves, it's not like we're stacking up like a pallet high of really heavy things. But anyway, Bookers are great. If you know anybody potentially have the business, maybe encourage them to open up the Booker account. It's great because you can actually get water at the moment quite a bit cheaper. Like 5-litre bottles times 3, it costs you cheaper than Asda, cheaper than Tesco's. So anyway, something to think about. If it helps anybody, then so be it, okay? So do you freeze flour? I can see how it would work. Doesn't just get wet. I don't freeze flour. I used to. I have tried this before. You don't freeze flour by itself. before you choose to freeze this, and yes, it does kill the eggs or potentially larvae of any sort of insect in there, you vacuum seal the flour first. You know the little vacuum bags, if you haven't seen the videos, it's literally vacuum the bag so your flour becomes in a cocoon of vacuum sealed bag. So then you put this in the freezer. Okay, your flour would not get wet because the bag is waterproof. You leave this there for a couple of days. This kind of seems to be, not say uncertainty, but it's between 2 and 5 days, that's what people say. So I always be on the safe side when I did do it, and I leave it there for as long as possible. And then you get this out, you make sure it's defrosted, you wipe it, and you put it to storage. To be fair, at the moment, I just don't do it because to the bulk of the extent I would like to store flour, I just don't have the space in the freezer. At the moment, with the way things are going with the meat situation, I much rather fill my freezer with the meat than the flour. This is just my personal choice. However, many people do, and they swear by this. That's absolutely fine. I just vacuum pack it and put this away, and I only store flour, to be fair, between 2 to 4 years. I do not intend to have this any further. Just to me, for personal choices, for personal storage, I don't feel that I want to do this. I have grains, whole grains, to be able to do other things. So it's a personal choice, but to me, 2 to 4 years, this is plenty. And just vacuum packing this, vacuum sealing this, to me, that's just enough. But I know many people do, and it's absolutely fine if you've got the space to do this. Better be safe than sorry, okay? So, I can't believe I'm still seeing the old messages, sorry guys. Okay, welcome live chat. Okay, I see somebody had the super thanks. I'm going to get this in a minute. I think somebody did the super thanks. I'm hopefully going to come to this in a minute. Thank you guys, whoever did. I'm sure I can see this in a second. Sorry. I promise you I'll do better next time if the internet does let go. Okay. Sorry, my husband just gave me the phone. Oh yeah, twatist. So, am I pronouncing that correctly? Yeah? Thank you very much, twatist. I'm so sorry if I'm pronouncing it wrong, but whether it's intended or not, but that's okay. I think. Or TW artist. Sorry, was that intentional? Was that not? Please let me know. Was the intentional TW artist, or you meant to be twatist? Please. Do not meant to offend, but please. Okay. Okay, so fixed term. I suppose you guys talking about the mortgages, about fixed term? Yeah, because the base rate gone up by, what was it, 0.5%, isn't it? Like 5%. So 5%. Another 5%.
No, it's now 5%.
No, 5%, sorry. It's like my husband deals with the mortgage things now. Good job actually, guys, if you have mortgages, like we're lucky to fix it like 3-4 years ago.
5-year deal.
Yeah, 5-year deal, but like 3-4 years ago. Or 2 years ago. So we still got time, but my goodness, we always, it's one of those things, guys, right? It's really scary, isn't it? When you're trying to fix the mortgage, you're thinking like, is it going to go up? Is it going to go down? But our rate was like 1.25, 1.25, fixed for 5 years. So anyway, sorry, I am moving on. So, frozen screen. I'm so far away.
No, you're fine.
So I said pay $450 months, Gemma. Pay $450 months for my one bed. That's cheap. I assume that's rental or is that mortgage? Let us know, Gemma. So you're back, yes. Refresh. So what's the most of you have a one prepper item? I have toilet paper from 2017. Got about another 2 years and rebuilding it. Come on, Gemma. Toilet paper, you can't go wrong. What I have the most of the item. Oh my god, do you know what? I think it probably will be between a rice and toilet paper. I was not, and I did also say to you guys when I did the videos about stocking up on the toilet paper, I'm not the one that buy the toilet paper from shops. I buy toilet paper from online, and I buy the commercial toilet rolls. So although with rice, right, we have probably now about 150 kilos of rice, okay? So it depends how much you need of it to eat. Like, you know, if you need to eat rice 4 times a week, that's a different matter. If you need this to eat it like twice a week, like I did this on my blog, then it probably lasts us a good like 5 years, okay? But the toilet roll is kind of a weird thing, right? Because, as I said, I buy the commercial rolls and I find they're far better. They're not quadruple, triple quilted, they're just a bog standard bog roll. But those days when we started buying them, things were kind of a little bit cheaper. They're still cheaper. Guys, if you do your own research, the toilet roll is still cheaper to buy a commercial toilet roll. Yes, it's not going to be like so soft on your bum. However, like, let's be fair, we're preparing. And the density of the roll, so you know, when I pick up, say, a 6 massive toilet rolls, right, and I mean they're massive, they weighs a good like 8-9 kilos. So just something to bear in mind. So the most thing I have of it's probably is by weight, I would say probably toilet roll, and the next one is rice, and number 3 will be pasta. None of those things are perishable as such, but you can't do without toilet roll. And as I said, because we buy this somewhere else, I don't feel this weird thing, guys. You know, when you go to the shop and people think, oh my god, you're like a weird person, you're buying yourself a trolley full of toilet roll. And that's why I always suggest, guys, because again, just digressing slightly, when we go to the shops and we all change every one of our behaviors, it's like a cause and effect, right? And if I suddenly go into the shop and I suddenly like loaded my trolley with the toilet paper, even my local tiny little Tesco's, there will be 2 or 3 people that will look at me and goes like, you freaking weirdo, what you doing? And then there will be a few people that are thinking, what's you doing? There must be the end of the world. And then they'll go in and do it, and then somebody else will do it. So this is kind of things that we're trying to avoid. Although I'm saying to you guys, and I always said to you, that if I see something on a really great deal, I would just get it. But at the same time, with the general things you're preparing, give it time, buy this online, and just don't put yourself under the line of criticism, basically, unless you really don't give monkeys. Okay, I'm digressing every time, aren't I? I'm digressing, but here we are, live chat. Anyway, so, Juliet, looking forward to a tutorial on canning. Absolutely, I will love to do this. As I said, I haven't even unpacked it. It's arrived like 2 or 3 days ago, and it's there. And my husband was like, do you want to go and have a look? It's like, yeah, I got to open this just to make sure that what's inside what's meant to be inside. It's actually right from Germany, believe it or not. And the time and like just the whole life just gets in between, right? Because I thought, oh, I'm going to film this for you guys. I want to open this in front of you just to see my disappointment or sense of achievement, because we've got this at half price. I don't know, but anyway, it hasn't happened. Poor thing's sitting there and it's waiting for me to open it. So we'll do this as soon as possible, okay? And I will do the canning stuff, the video. I'm not one of those people, guys. I can't. Whatever I do, whether I do the video and the review or anything else, I want to make sure I test things first and I try this out before I tell you or show this to you guys. So I can just open up and say, oh yeah, this is great can and it works, but I need to make sure I can do it properly and to show you guys and actually advise to you properly. Like I always give you honest advice. So I need to learn to do this, and then I'll come up and I'll show you some examples hopefully, and I'll film this for you. Okay. So, I've been told I'm on a mobile data now, am I?
You are.
I'm on mobile data, I'm sorry. So there's still no internet?
It's back on now, but
okay.
It'll go off if
I'm on a mobile data, okay, that's okay guys. I'm on a mobile data. So, yeah, you support me please, yay! No, joking. Alright, anyway, so. Sorry. So, has your mortgage been affected?
No.
No. We're a 5-year fixed mortgage rate at 1.25, and we have 3 years to go, aren't we? 3 years to go?
3 to go.
3 to go. So we are bloody grateful that we've done this. And again, as I said earlier, deciding fixed or not, because you normally on the fixed you pay a little bit more, but you know where you stand. And we kind of, as a preppers, we kind of knew things were going to happen, so we have fixed ourselves. So, but to be fair, guys, in the 3 years down the line, nobody knows what's going to happen. So things could be really pretty crap, but at least we're safe for 3 years. Okay. So, where do you get your jars from? Prepper Mummy. Home bargains. Home bargains. Absolutely. I worked out, right? We all know if you shop on Amazon, you know the ball jars and the Kilner jars. Kilner jars are just like Kilner. Just go away. No, it's totally unethical, I would call it, to charge like £3-4 a jar, or actually £4.5 a jar. So I don't think so. Balls are kind of along par now. They're like £2.66, the cheapest. When I looked at £64 for like 24 of them. No, I looked at the and I have been buying the from Home Bargains, 99 pence for half a litre and £1.29 for a litre. Many people use them. I have put them through the water bath canning and they survived. So to me, why would I want to pay £2.60? Many people say like, oh yeah, but the lids are a bit. But I'm sorry, but all the lids, even from Kilner's, even from the ball, have the ability to fail. And it's cheaper, believe it or not, cheaper to buy a whole jar of jar from the Home Bargains with the lid than buy lids for like Kilner's or Ball. However, also, which I think I mentioned in one, my husband placed an order from the company called Temu, which we have a collaboration video coming up really soon with a giveaway. I've ordered 100 lids for like $11.99. And yes, of course, all lids, guys, have the failure point, but rather than a pound each, they're like costing me like a 10p, 12p, whatever it works out to be after the tax. So it's just not that scary. But yes, this is my jars are from. I refuse to pay big companies or import companies these stupid prices, because in the end of the day, if you look at the lids, look at the jars, Ball, Kilner's, they all still made. I know I say made in America, but I bet you bottom dollar they're still made in China. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. But anyway, my choice is to buy them from Home Bargains, okay? So to artists, sorry, to W artists, sorry. I'm really sorry. I do hope I have not offended you. To W artists, okay? Please. Okay, I'm really sorry. I had a glass of wine, maybe that's why, but anyway, I do please apologize. I apologize. Okay, so Annie, buy a large bag of bay leaves and scatter them in a cupboard and stores. They will keep the bugs away. Pardon the pun. Yes, absolutely they do. Bay leaves, I do put them in my rice, in my loose rice. I use the jars from the Home Bargains, the ones with the clip, like £2. Oh my God, was it £2.50 for like a litre? Oh my God, a litre or a litre and a half. My little clip tops. So yeah, because I got my bay tree and a half, and yes, I dry them and I put them in there. They do meant to. I don't think it's as ineffective as generally people claim, but I think it depends on the level of infestation. Because we had a little while back, guys, right? People say like the ants and stuff and insects hate bay leaves and curry smell, things like this. Although I have a whole curry cupboard. If you haven't watched my video about my cupboards, I have the whole cupboard dedicated to the curry things from, well, Indian, Dubai food, that kind of thing, right? But we bought some lemon trees 3 years ago, something. Love them. They did so well. We had the dining room adjacent to the kitchen, and they loved it. They like grew well, kind of then flourished and blah blah blah. Anyway, and a bunch of ants entered the kitchen, and I mean there was like a whole colony of them like going in, and they're just going like everywhere. And oh, you put some curry things, you put this in there. These fuckers didn't care. They literally didn't care. They were everywhere. There was a season, and they didn't give a crap about any spices. So although I kind of would like to think so, and I do follow things, I do have the leaves, bay leaves and acorns and whatever random stuff that's around the cupboards just to avoid the insects. But sometimes I'm thinking like it's either works or doesn't for you, rather than as a general thing. But hopefully it works for many. But for me, with the ants, the grain thing, that didn't work, although they didn't enter my spice cupboard. So anyway, well, let's see. But I'm still putting them in my rice there, just in case, right? It's a prepper, guys. All we can do just to prepare for the best, okay? So, prepper granny. So 18 rolls a month, 3 of us. Okay, so I think it's between you guys. You discussing this. Humidity is awful. Bay leaves definitely help. Okay, that's great if the bay leaves do help. Maybe they help for me. I don't know. They're just there. They live in a cupboard, and maybe they do help. They don't help my flower though. It seems to be. Some book clothes rail for my clothes. Clothes rail for clothes, and use my wardrobe for my tins. That's a good one. Again, you know, many people, guys, right? They sort of worried about where to store your tins and store your things. And I'm like, well, there is a will, there is a way. We have a wardrobe. We have wardrobes obviously in a couple of rooms, but I choose to have, we're lucky enough to unfortunately have in some places slightly taller roof in the certain rooms, right? And I do have my preps in the top of my wardrobe. Yes, I think it's one of those kind of some indespicable places where maybe not people look, but kitchen roll, toilet roll, medical supplies, things that are really light that you wouldn't generally want to put in the top of your wardrobe. We put on the top amongst shoes and other light stuff, seasonal stuff. Absolutely. So why not? So people wonder where should you keep your stuff? Well, yeah, it's top of your wardrobe is a good place to be. Tidy it up. There's plenty of storage solutions to be able to do this. And another thing, guys, is like if you have under stairs cupboard or airing cupboard, like they call this, for like, you know, towel cupboard. Many of us, and we did when we moved here, just keep hide under there. If you're worried about having a space just to put your stuff, your preps in there, get rid of the crap, right? Because in the end of the day, not saying is onion board going to feed you, no, but if you stuck up on tins on the top, yes, they would. Not saying get rid of the onion board, but take a deep look at the stuff that you have. And a lot of us have shit, like a lot of shit there. Out with shit, in with the preps. If you feel like you're lacking space, just have a proper mindset, right? And just have a look at it and say, do you know what? I haven't used this. Let's sell it, give it away, that kind of thing. So if you need the space, okay? Honey green 20. Store stuff under kids' beds, absolutely. We have stuff under some beds, yes, absolutely. Again, it's especially if you have one of those Ottoman things, nobody can tell, right? Not that it matters, anybody can or can't. If people get in the house, they will ransack it anyway, but absolutely. Yeah, tins. And you make sure you protect it from the dust mites and dust things, and make sure tins are fine, but anything, if you put the pastas in there, I would never put the pasta under the bed by itself. Like I would either vacuum it or put this in the airtight container just to stop things, because although we don't see like bugs, like little bugs, but under the bed dust gets in there and a lot of stuff can get in there. So just make sure you cover it up. Okay. Okay, I'm not going to read up some of the comments. It's a proper grant to keep 1.5 bags of flour in 35 litre useful boxes, yeah, with a clip on top. Even rodents can't get through, absolutely. One box accommodate 18 bags of flour, that's great. Proper granny, how much are they? Because things, sometimes now we're looking at some things like plastic containers are absolutely ridiculous. I'm looking at some things, it's like tiny little things, it's like, you know, £6-7, it's crazy. Work with the whole arrow to go down. What is not working? It's not working. Sorry guys, hold on. Can somebody else comment? Just make sure it's working, because I can't seem to have arrow down.
Because you're already at the bottom then.
Am I?
Gemma Barnes was the last comment.
No, I've got Juliet last. Juliet, last one, said we're trying to courgette flour soon. Okay, courgette flour. Can somebody else just please message me? Just right this second. Look at me, novice, huh? Novice at the live chat.
Just use mine.
Okay, sorry guys. For some reason the iPad doesn't want to do it. Oh my god, there's loads more. Sorry guys. They feel ashamed to sometimes buy lots of bits on Amazon. It helps to hide these secrets. Talking up. No be shaming. Guys, like, literally, I buy a lot of stuff on Amazon. And it's not just, don't feel ashamed. It's, sometimes it's so much cheaper. And yes, of course, nobody gets to see your preps, but it is so much cheaper. And I know many of people like, oh yeah, don't shop on Amazon because it's like big company, blah blah, and people just don't. Absolutely fine. If you don't agree to multinational companies, then you shouldn't have a mortgage, shouldn't have this. But anyway, it's there, it exists. And if it makes your life better and you saves you money, then I don't see why you wouldn't. But again, it's a personal choice, but Amazon could be really, really good. Okay, really, really good. Right, there's the capitals. TW artists, sorry. Do you have a water filtration system? Absolutely. If you have watched actually, we did the whole video. We've created I don't know if you can see this there or not, but we created the Berkefield or Raw Berkey filtration, a gravity filtration system, which is a two-part of basically like a brewing bucket, which there was 17 liters with a tap and the 2 charcoal filters. You can buy original filters, but they're like £100 each and you need 2, or you can buy the Berker system for like £400. The whole system here costs us £80, and if you have a look through the channel, I've done a video for this and it's absolutely amazing. We can't, guys, like guarantee the authenticity comparison of the filters, but I cannot afford £200 for 2 filters to fill the buckets, so they were like £45 on the deal. So to me, I'll take my chances, guys, considering we are filtering either rainwater or tap water. So sorry, just logged out, or the tap water. So absolutely. I also have a lot of Oasis tablets, which is the bleaching tablets, really. We have a lot of bleach, not saying a lot, but we have bleach, unscented bleach ready for the purification if I have to. But this is our main go-to system for a filtration. There's many options there, guys, many options there to be able to do and make your own things. And I know people complicate a lot of things, guys, complicate a lot of options, but it doesn't have to be expensive. And I know some people might say like, okay, you want to pay for original filter, absolutely fine if you can do, but there's no, to me, we did the test, the pH test and other tests between those filters and the water that comes up from there and the bottled water, and it comes up spot on. So this is our options for the filtration. Okay, right. Sorry, just read. Sorry, guys. Sorry. Because you guys chat between yourself. Sorry, I have to screen through that one. Sorry. So Prepper Granny, so 35 litre box is £15 each in home base, maybe more. I bought mine when they were £9 each a year ago. 35 litre boxes. Are you talking about the little portable things? Because things like have like gone up a lot. I did look, and I did mention this in my video, whether I think they came out of the video. The little portable like camping ones, like £3.99 for, I'm not sure it was like 10 or 15 litre bottles, like £3.99. Although they are flexible, so I'm not sure which. Oh, the boxes. Sorry, boxes, not water. Sorry, too much wine. Sorry, £15. Okay, that's not each. It's kind of a lot though, isn't it? If you think you've stolen rice. However, if you buy this 35 quid, you buy your 50p rice, put this in the cupboard, then that's okay, isn't it? So lots more comments I'm not seeing. I'm probably not, Yo-Yo. Seem to be, I'm not sure whether too many. This one is still stuck. My iPad's still stuck on that. That's not happening. But Kyla, thank you, lovey. Thank you so much again. You've supported us all the way through. Thank you. Thank you for your gift. Thank you. And yes, toilet paper does take too much space. Trying to flatten the tubes in long-term storage, that's a good idea. They actually do some portable little toilet rolls, like camping ones, where they don't actually have the tube inside altogether. But thank you so much for supporting the channel. Thank you. Matches or yo-yos. I got some matches the other day from Amazon. 6 packs for £1.30. That's good. I bought, right, a big ones, like a big, like, for fireplaces. But they're still not cheap. They're still like 79 pence a pack, I think. So that's not bad. 6 packs. I want to do, we have a lot of matches. Like we have I don't know, probably pack of 50 plus, you know, the little digital lighters, blah, blah, blah. But yeah, I think you cannot, not matches, lighters, sorry. You cannot beat like a proper match, right? You just cannot. Thank you, Gemma. I think you're doing well. I'm really flustered. I feel I'm really flustered, right? But I will get better. I promise you, I'll get better. I'm in front of the camera all the time, but just not when I have to like kind of read and then respond. So I'll get better. Thank you anyway. Thank you, guys. Thank you. Stock up on Chris. Stock up on water filters. Absolutely. I do need to. Absolutely. It's one of those things, but I have mentioned, guys, it's so hard with our kind of financial situation if you follow the channel, because my business is kind of failing. My husband had to leave my business and go into work, but on the contract, so his contract is only like on 6 month basis. So our situation has changed a lot, and the prepping part has been taken a kind of a back taken a back step, unfortunately. Although we're still trying to do, like with me, obviously, be growing stuff and still arranging, still doing things. I'm still buying stuff, but just not, unfortunately, as on the huge scale like I used to do before. I still do, and it's still going to get better. But it's the whole idea, guys, with the prepping, because none of us know where things are going to be or where we're going to be, like in a few weeks time down the line. And this is the whole thing, guys, with the prepping. I know many people think, oh, you're preparing for like apocalypse and the end of the world. No, we worked, and we had my company for 12 years, and we worked together. My husband joined me good like 5 years ago, and we had a good life in enjoying and doing, not wasting money, but preparing and doing stuff. And then suddenly after the COVID, things change, and you don't expect to be in a certain position. But as a prepper, that's the point, is, guys, the uncertainties of life, like where we thought we were really sturdy, really stable, when you're exactly where we were because of our business, and if you don't work hard enough, obviously you don't earn, kind of thing. But things there that outside of your control can really change your life and turn it upside down. And this is why the encouraging people of starting preparedness and having stuff behind you for the times like this, because you just don't know. And however comfortable you think you are in your life right now, in a week's time, in a month's time, things can just turn you upside down just without you even realizing. So just hopefully gives you just think about this, okay, for a minute. Okay. So so to defend, people try to attack your home, to take your prep. I assume you guys, I assume it's a question to me, guys. Sorry, because there's so many questions coming in there. We are fully, as a preppers, and you guys, because I've spent generally on my kitchen talking about stuff and preparedness, don't for 1 second underestimate my preparedness or our preparedness. Absolutely, people can come and, shit hits the fan, people can come to your house. However, first of all, people will attack the vulnerable houses or the shops. And secondly, generally, if you think, guys, we're the preppers, we're preparing for a worst case scenario. So don't underestimate. Yes, of course, we're preparing for the home defense. We have cameras, we have many things. I'm not discussing things on the camera, but yes, we are preparing and are prepared for people coming towards. No, I'm saying, guys, it's going to happen or likely to happen. However, of course, if we're talking about the end of world scenario, guys, yes, when it's 100 people come towards your house, you are buggered, right? This is how it goes. However, as an average prepper too, and I always said this to you guys, like, it's do the best you can so you can sleep at night. So if you know you've done the best you can and you prepared to the best you can, then you can sleep. Because if something happens then at least you know you've done your best. And yes, guys, there's many options there, because yes, we're in UK, we don't have an ability to store guns at home unless you have a license, even though I think you have to still store them somewhere else. But there are many other options of things that are able to protect your house. I'm going to leave it at that. So yes, guys, as a prepper, we are definitely ready for that and prepared for that, okay? So Chris, any filters you would recommend? Yo-yo. So that's for Chris, so that's not for me. Yeah, that's not for me. I don't think the question, sorry. But we use the charcoal filters there. Things that flow, you're just in a different phase now. It will change again, but you have the supplies to see you through the lead time. Absolutely. Perfect granny, absolutely. I'm hoping so. It's not really the place, and I think I do follow yourselves as well, and we all go through the stages when we're going through like a tough times, right? And as you say, the preps will take us through. Although it's not the idea we're prepping through is such deeply inside. We're prepping for them to take us through slightly bit harsher times, but we all come across and things happen, and knowing the guys, the preps can take us through even the slightly tough times is a good thing to do. Although, like, I think probably for yourself, like, it's unfortunately heartbreaking sometimes to have to dip into your preps and to use things that you think, like, I really wanted to put this away for longer term. However, that's what they're there for, right? We're preparing for a reason, and some of those reasons are the really tough, just tough times. It doesn't have to be the end of the world. Tough times are job losses and just whatever, just life happens, right? This is what they're for, so absolutely, okay, absolutely, I'm with you on that one. So Pakali, so you have activated charcoal with you add on layer of stones, you can make your own. So add the cheesecloth. I thought you said add a cheesecake. I'm like, yeah, cheesecake sounds good. Yes, a lot of videos to make, absolutely, yeah. Activated charcoal. Yeah, we actually bought, and I did a stock up video, which I haven't published yet. Activated charcoal, and you buy this from eBay from Eastern European places, are literally the 100% guaranteed better thing you buy on Amazon. Watch out for the video, it's going to come up. Within the next couple of days, okay? So what do you suggest as a gift for someone with a new home that has a pub in a basement? Oh,
bloody good bottle of whiskey.
Bloody good bottle of whiskey, as my husband says. Where's my wine gone? I'm my wine there. Yeah, it depends what they have, how far along their pub thing is. We've been given, when we built our bar, we had a lot of little things, like little neon signs, things like that. But to be fair, it depends on the budget, right? A decent bottle of booze will go a long way. If you have a slightly lesser budget, things like a sign. To be fair, right, one of the best things we had, this non-alcohol type gift, was the Jack Daniel's whiskey sign, which I can't show you, but it's like a wooden one, isn't it, then behind there? It's got like a 3D, not like this tacky little hologram 3D effect. It's actually embossed, like, I don't even know if it's vintage or not anyway, but it's pretty cool. So anything that's, I think, if people want to fill the space, then it's a good thing to have. We have, and my parents, actually, my dad, have been collecting for years, and I mean, like, literally, like 30 years. We have walls in our bar covered in frames with the coasters, big coasters from all over the world, and we have like thousands, and they're all framed, and they are literally making the wall. So maybe if you have something you've been collecting like this, you can put this into a frame, which just makes it quite unique. But it's many things you can certainly have and offer to people. But anything, generally, the new bar people, they just build their bar, be grateful for anything, just pin on their wall and put this on the shelf. So hopefully that helps. Okay. Alcohol. Sorry, guys, because you're chatting between yourselves. Sorry. As you know, use Lidl, you know, the app. If you hit 150, you get the crisps, you can get the maximum pack size. I'm not sure what that means, Gemma. But yes, with the Lidl, there's the app thing you have when you spend. When you get the 50 quid, you get yourself like a free bakery item, and then you get yourself like a few quid off. They got worse, right? Because it used to be when you spend up to £100, I think you get yourself like a tenner off, and now it's like 10%. Tenner off was far better, but obviously everybody's cutting down. Yo-yo, good idea. Horny spray. You mean honey spray, or do you mean horny spray? Sorry, a hornet spray, sorry. Glad you corrected yourself on time on that one. I'm not sure what the hornet spray would do to the pub, but anyway. Danny commented. I'm glad someone else picked up on this, not just me. So Yo-Yo said, there's no idea to how to defend yourself because of the England. You can't really get weapons, and I don't understand a lot of laws. Then maybe getting a spray. Okay, so that's what they mean. Okay, guys, like you can't get like weapons, but there's many things. Like, you know, we all have kitchen knives, right? Let's just think outside the box. Okay, is the house preparedness? If we're talking about the SHTF situation, we're not talking about like stabbing your postman just because he walked across the grass. You're talking about SHTF situation where there's no. It's basically like shit hitting the fan, right? So this think outside, and you don't really have to have, do you? You don't have to have, you know, guns and stuff. You just think outside, and I don't want to say any more there. Just think outside the box, right? People go hunting, people go paintballing. Think outside, okay? Local, so good. So CJ jeans, good idea about the local coasters. Absolutely. Every time we go to the pub for a drink, just pick one up. They're there every time. Again, we stopped going out for the pubs for like ages, but even now, our walls are kind of filled. Still, if we ever, for one chance, we pop by somewhere and there's like a coaster there, I'm like, Mahaba, thank you very much. They don't care. Even though we have been honest many times going to the pubs before, you can ask them. Like if one of you got slightly bit, you know, crappy, a bit liquid stain, whatever, go to the bar and ask. They're giving it to them for free. I asked for the glassware before, we asked for the coasters before, and they're more likely to just give it to you. And some of them actually said to you, oh, really glad you asked, because it's better for you to ask than for somebody to steal this, like from the pub, which people do. People steal glassware all the time. So don't be shy, just bite your bullet and just ask. If you want a new coaster, ask. It's just nicer than just taking one if it's a bit dirty, you know? Take up archery. That's a good idea, Rebecca. Yeah. Archery. We did consider that, didn't we? We actually, when we went to the bushcraft show, they had the bow and arrow thing, didn't they? It's like for £30 you can buy a bow and arrow. Just like that. I don't know the quality, do we? No idea, but the I'm gonna take a breath, sorry. Breath of fresh air, aka white wine. Yeah, you can buy like a bow and arrow for like 30 quid. So which is, you can still buy them legally. You can still buy them from many shops, okay? So Chris said yes, you can still absolutely make your own water filter with a plastic bottle with holes with the lid, fitted with hay, charcoal, sandstones, run the water through. Absolutely. If you got the know-how and you can research this and have this ready, absolutely. Some people it's easier to buy one, but if you can't afford to or just want to do this like as naturally as possible, then absolutely, why not? It's a lot of information online as well to do it. So let's bolt it up to the end of the length of the rope makes a good flailing device. Absolutely. The same way you can glue a lot of nails to the end of the baseball bat. It makes a really nice, dangerous weapon. But let's not give people ideas. Also, yeah, maybe not. Yeah, we've seen this on television. Absolutely. So it's literally it is, guys. It's readily available. The ideas are there, right? But so local breweries have popped up everywhere. Maybe it's 6-pack from each one. It's true though, right, guys? The breweries have been popping up, but to our disgust at the moment, you probably will find a lot of them are closing down. We actually had one of the local breweries in Swansea, and they did like the most amazing things, right? And one of the things they did, guys, it was you ready for this? A bubblegum beer. Bubblegum. You might think, no. I'm like, I gotta try this. So we drove there. It is so good. Sorry, it was so good, because unfortunately now they are closing down. They sold off, so I think they're probably going to close down. I don't know. But a bubblegum beer, it's not as disgusting you might think. You sniffed it, didn't you? You're like, he's a bloke, he's typical bloke. He's like, ooh, bubblegum, no. But it was good. Like, I loved it, and I bought some to take home. But I know, right? And we did the research, and they told us the when you make the beers, right, the ones that got the specifically taste, they use the essences, and the essences is the most expensive ones. So if you've been following me, I've been trying to make beer, okay? And the last one I'm making is the ginger beer with essence of orange. And I'm not sure, it's not done yet, but I'm waiting to turn up. So my idea is I'm gonna take myself, like, our brewing experience to the whole next level. I don't want to go to like brewery and pay like, you know, £5 a pint. I wanted to make it myself. So yes, things are there, but the breweries are closing down. A lot of the local ones are closing down because the people just seem to can't afford to go. Without being funny, guys, like, have you ever looked at the craft beer prices, okay, in the supermarket? I've seen some in Tesco's, right? I keep refreshing just so I don't lose you. A tin of a craft beer is like £4.60. One tin for like, not 330, but slightly bigger one, like probably half a litre, right? £4.60. And this is on sale. Seriously. Like, seriously. No wonder you're on sale, and no wonder people can't even buy you on sale, because it's too bloody much. Who can afford, like, if you think about this, okay? You put this in a, let's buy a can of 4. Oh yeah, that's 22 quid. Yeah, anytime. No, don't bloody think so. And that's why those, unfortunately, some breweries going out of place. Too much money. Charge too much money. Craft beers are nice. Some of them are absolutely disgusting, and that's why they don't survive. They charge just too much money, don't they? Yes. We have the most disgusting one. I don't know if I had one. Salt beer. I think I should got rid of the tin. It was absolutely gross. Oh. No, it's not one. It was like £3, right, for a tiny one, and it's salt. It was salt. It was like piss, salt water from the sea, and I ordered £3 for that. Absolutely not. And that's why those people go out of business. I'm gonna stop talking with that one. Sorry. Sore subject of being brewing. Sorry. Crisps are. Very good. Do you have a physical book supply for ideas on prepping? I'm in the middle, guys, of doing a book. I'm not going to give too much away, but yes, there will be a book, guys. There will be a book. I still have a forum. We still have a blog. But yes, guys, I am going to do a book. I'm going to write a book, okay? I'm not going to give too much away, okay? Using catapults. Learn a prepper using catapults at home. Nearly hit little ones. Okay. I assume you are generally just using this as a practice run for squirrels, maybe? I don't know. Or humans. Baseball bats, absolutely. What's your thoughts on the Tesco's new cola ketchup? Do you know what, Gemma? I didn't even see there was a new cola ketchup. Sounds disgusting. I haven't seen one. I can't believe I'm behind. I've got so many other videos on the things that have been happening in the food industry. Cola ketchup I haven't seen, and I don't think I would like to try. We do have some Coke. It's generally literally like a hangover drink rather than actually a beverage, because we know it's full of nasties. Many people love it. That's absolutely fine. We kind of like occasionally, if I really feel want to have one, but I haven't seen a cola ketchup, so I have to check out this, Gemma. Thank you very much. Sorry, to artist. Sorry, goddamn. TW artist. Sorry. You learn a prepper. Sorry. You said you learned a lot from The Walking Dead. Absolutely. We absolutely loved this series. When they just came out, we watched those things through like deep hours at night. Literally. My husband had the dreams of digging up a bunker under a house. And I had many, many dreams of dreaming through of just other random stuff of surviving. But this is the thing, is like none of us think like, okay, that's not gonna happen. This is a bit too far-fetched. But is it really, guys? Is that really that far-fetched? Consider what the C-19 did to whatever. You just don't know. Next pandemic could you just don't know. But the whole fact is that it made me a little bit more, and made my husband a bit more like, okay, let's dig a hole. Let's dig somewhere. Let's dig anywhere. I said, but we can't dig under the house. He goes like, well, why not? Well, I don't know. Maybe we can. So maybe we can. So it's definitely, The Walking Dead is like, it's up there. Is a genius thing. But You know, it's actually, guys, one of the things I say is the one of the things that government or the companies put in front of you as a like videos and things like that is there something that's kind of they're preparing you for this. So if you do research on that, that it is actually kind of the truth. That whatever, if you look at the videos like a few years back, when things like that, can't really give you an example, but things like they talked about pandemics and other stuff like this, it was there like 10 years before things actually happened. So whatever the videos, films coming up now is kind of looks like it's a predicted or scripted scenarios what's actually going to happen to us in the future. So, right, I'm moving on. Okay. Probably said that apparently the ketchup is actually good. Somebody said just goes, okay. Sorry guys, hold on. Thank you. And he said he watched many live streams and you've got to say this is one of the best one. Maybe because it's the first one. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm just talking to you guys, right? I always found I was scared to do this, right? Because I don't know. You know, when I do my film, I do my videos and stuff, I'm just doing obviously myself and I'm kind of holding myself back, if you wish. But in here, I can kind of talk to you guys and you can sort of see the person, myself more as a person rather than a scripted person. Although, of course, it doesn't come up like it's a scripted video because it's not. There's no hiding from like, you know, bleep, bleep, bleep when things like in cut and whatever. So I'm glad you enjoy it. And if you guys want to see more of the videos, I'll try to do this maybe once a week if anybody wants to watch it. I know it's normally been generally when I did the poll, it was a kind of like a mixed reaction whether people like to do the live streams or not, because I don't know, I think a lot of the times if you guys post the questions and you can read this, I can respond, but genuinely I think a lot of live streams I watch and people just like sit and go I don't want to be doing this. So as long as you keep kind of interacting with me, I can interact with you, because otherwise I'm just going to be talking to the screen and nobody really wants that. So I need to wet my throat again. Yeah, please let me know if any days or specific times, maybe majority you would like, just please let me know. So yeah, so now we're prepared for the nuclear war. Definitely more live streams. Thank you. Good background. Yes, absolutely. That's our favorite place to sit and drink our sorrows away. But yeah, sorry, yo, you know, absolutely nobody prepared for nuclear war. And to be fair, thank you, Gemma. More live streams. Okay, I will try to do so. Yes, nobody prepared for nuclear, and depends on yeah, depends on many things. So we can cover this somewhere else anyway. So, okay, guys, have you had enough of me? Shall I now go and finish my bottle of wine and then go to sleep, I suppose? If there's no more questions, guys, any more questions? Shall I do this? I'm going to do this really formally. Any more questions, please, before one retires with a glass of wine to go to bed, please? Does that look really weird? I'm asking you in this way. The black rabbit may be named chance to the rabbit hole. I don't like you on the hole. It's a rabbit. It's a black rabbit. I will stay here all night. Thanks, Annie. No, it's the black rabbit. We used to have, I think this actually just the last thing I said, we used to have a bunny. The first pet that we used to have was a black rabbit, black bunny, and for some reason that's what I just chose to call the years down the line call that. But I can call it a hole, but this probably sounds a bit rude. But anyway, it's a black rabbit. So anyway, so thank you guys. Anyway, thank you so much for joining me. And hopefully I haven't bored you too much. And I'll hopefully maybe see you next Friday. Okay, take care, guys. Bye bye.